Hey guys, there are a couple of people out there who like to watch projects at the old farmhouse. So most of the projects that go on are pretty boring, like this one, and occasionally they fail like this one. So this is a vacuum cleaner that gets used in the workshop, and sort of it's an outside vacuum cleaner. So the workshop or the car or places like that. So it's quite a useful thing to have. But it was actually in the farmhouse when we got it 10 years ago. And at that stage, it was probably really old. So it's super old, and it's actually broken a few times and been fixed. So the switch in the handle was faulty, so fixed that, and then something else happened and fixed that. So it's been sort of bodged together a few times, and then recently it just sort of stopped working. So I was like, all right. So jobs like that, we always reckon if you pull it apart and can't fix it, if it's got to a point where it's rubbish anyway, and you pull it apart and you don't fix it, well, the next step's recycling anyway, which means we've got to break it all down anyway, because throwing something like that away in one piece in Japan usually costs you money. You've usually got to pay someone to take it off your hands. So if you break it all down, you can recycle it. So with that in mind, it doesn't matter. If you're going to throw it away anyway, you might as well have a go. So what's happened here is, in there's a couple of bushes, and one's in reasonably good condition. The other one's sort of burnt, and it sort of had a burny smell going on too. So I was like, yeah, okay, we know what's going on here. So the unskilled labourer is a very unskilled electrician too, no idea at all about such things. But the thinking was, maybe if we clean that wheel, whatever that is that the bushes rub on, the copper, because it was really, really black. So what if we make it clean? So suspecting that once one of those bushes go, the only solution is to replace them. And we know they're not a terribly expensive item, but neither is this vacuum cleaner. We could probably go to a second-hand shop and get one better than this for about $20 probably. So it's not worth spending any money at all. So the thinking was, we can get it going. And that was just sort of not much better than it was before. So it's obviously that bush. That bush is gone. So it's not really worth spending money. We could probably buy one that would fit online, maybe, and might be $10 or something. But it's just not worth it, because the rest of the thing's no good anyway. And then even if we bought the bush, it still might not work. So it might be throwing good money after bad. So always sad, because we're really stingy with money. Some of you would know. We don't like throwing things away. It's just so wasteful. When you've got something that you can make work, it's just wasteful just to throw it away. That's why we do our best. But in this case, we've brought this thing back from the dead 2 or 3 times already, and this time it doesn't look like it's going to happen. That's the cord retractor. That's an interesting mechanism. So we're going to keep that. Might be some use for that in the future. And the rest of it's just going to be broken down into its components. So there's some components you can't recycle. They just go in the general rubbish bin. And then the plastic goes with the plastic. We can recycle that with the other plastics. And the metal will go with our metal in our recycling metal bin. So it's sort of sad. We don't like throwing anything away. We're super stingy. And it's an environmental thing as well. Just wasteful, isn't it, when you throw something away that you could get some use out of? But we have to be realistic, don't we? So we did our best. Can't fix it. The unskilled electrician. Without that bush, it's not possible, don't think. So there's our metal. Recognise the antenna off the roof, guys? There it is. Some tin from a previous job. So we collect that so we got a bit of it, and then we can take it off to the metal recyclers and get a couple of yen for it. Going to keep that retracting thing. That's quite an interesting device. There's the plastic over there on the ground. That'll get broken down a bit more into smaller pieces and then get put in with the plastic recycling that we do every Wednesday. And then the hose, because we found old vacuum cleaner hoses are actually a handy thing to have. So out here to the material storeroom and throw the vacuum pipe out here where we might use it for something in the future. Amazing what we can make out of that room. So it was a bit of a fail, but it was a thing, and those 2 people who like those videos, that was for you. More videos coming soon.